Hello everyone, welcome to Premier Math. Today we are going to discuss some important math problems on time, speed and distance based on previous year questions. We will be solving these questions using speed matrix. So let's start our session. All these problems are based on problems on train. Our first question is, two trains are going from Bangalore to Chennai with a speed of 80 km per hour and 100 km per hour. If the train with slower speed start 1 hour before, then find the time taken by second train to catch first train. Here, slower train has speed 80 km per hour and fastest train has speed 100 km per hour. And the slower train starts 1 hour before the faster train. That means slower train traveled 80 km more than the faster train. Here, we have to find out the time taken by this faster train to catch up with the slower train. So here time taken is equal to distance by speed. Here you have to take the difference in distance between these two trains, that is 80 km. Here 80 km divided by speed is equal to relative speed. Relative speed, both are traveling in same direction, that means 100 minus 80 equal to 20 km per hour is the relative speed. So 80 by 20 is equal to 4 hours. So faster train need 4 hours to catch up this slower train. So option C is your answer. Next is question number 2. A train passes two bicycles moving in the same direction at a speed of 10 km per hour and 15 km per hour in 10 seconds and 11 seconds respectively. The speed of the train is... So we have to find out the speed of the train here. Here, two cyclists traveling in the same direction with a speed of 10 km per hour and 15 km per hour. And a train is overtaking both the cyclists. This train overtakes the first cyclist in 10 seconds and second cyclist in 11 seconds. So we need to find out the speed of the train. I will take the speed of the train as S here. Here you can see distance covered while overtaking the first cyclist and distance covered while overtaking the second cyclist. Both are same. So here distance is same. So I will equalize this in first case and second case. Here distance is equal to relative speed into time. Distance is equal to speed into time. Here it is relative speed because two bodies here. So in the first case, speed of the train minus speed of the first cyclist is equal to 10 km per hour. Both are moving in same direction. So S minus 10 into time taken to overtake the first cyclist 10 seconds. If this is in second, I will convert it in hour. So 60 into 60. This is the distance covered while overtaking the first person. And then distance covered while overtaking the second person is S minus 15 into time taken to overtake is 11 seconds. This is also, I will convert it in hour. Cancel. Here 11s minus 10s is equal to 1s. So s is equal to, this is 11s, this is 10 into s, 10s. So here this minus 15 into 11 will come here. That is 15 into 11 minus 10 into 10, 100. 15 into 11 is equal to 165. 165 minus 100 is equal to 65. So 65 km per hour is your answer. Option A is your answer. Next is question number 3. Two trains running towards each other at the speed of 50 km per hour and 60 km per hour from station A and B. When two trains meet each other, the second train covered 120 km more distance than the first train. What is the distance between both the stations? Two stations A and B. And train from A traveling towards station B and train from B traveling towards station A and meet at a point. And I will take the time of meet as T here. And the train from A travel with a speed of 50 km per hour and train from B travel with a speed of 60 km per hour. So Here the second train, that is the train with the speed 60 km per hour, covered 120 km more distance than the first train. So if I take the distance covered by the first train as d, second train will cover d plus 120. So that means there is a difference of 120 km here. That means here 60 into time taken to meet is equal to 120 plus t. So 60 t minus 50 into time taken to meet is equal to 50 t, that is equal to d. So that is equal to d plus 120 minus d, that is 120 kilometer. That is difference in distance here is 120 kilometer. So this is distance formula. So distance traveled by the second train minus distance traveled by the first train is 120 kilometer. That means 10t is equal to 120 kilometer and t is equal to 12 hours. So time to meet is 12 hours. Time to meet is 12 hours means distance covered is equal to total distance covered will be relative speed of the both the train is equal to 50 plus 60. Because both are traveling in opposite direction. Into time taken is equal to 12 hours. That means 110 into 12 is equal to 1320 kilometer. So option D is your answer. Next is question number 4. Two trains running at 63 km per hour and 45 km per hour cross each other in 15 seconds when they run in opposite direction. When they run in same direction, a person in the faster train observed that he crossed the other train in 40 seconds. Find the length of both the trains. Here, in the first case, both the trains are moving in opposite direction. One train speed 63 km per hour and another train with speed 45 km per hour, and both are crossing each other in 15 seconds. So time to meet is given. Here relative speed is equal to, both are moving in opposite direction, so 63 plus 45, that is equal to 108 km per hour. And here you can see both the trains are moving in opposite direction, and distance covered will be length of the slower train plus length of the faster train. That means here distance covered is equal to length of the slower train plus length of the faster train, that is equal to relative speed 108 km per hour. I will convert it as meter per second into time taken to cross each other is 15 seconds. So 18 into 6 is equal to 108. That means 6 into 5, 30. 30 into 15 is equal to 450 meter. So length of the slower train plus length of the faster train is 450 meter here. So this is the first case. In the second case, both the trains are moving in the same direction. That is, both the 63 km per hour train and 45 km per hour train, both are moving in the same direction. And a person sitting in the faster train observe he crossed the slower train, entire slower train in 40 seconds. That means if the person is sitting here, if this train moving here and this person is sitting here, he crossed this entire slower train, slower train in 40 seconds. That means he covered the distance of length of slower train. He covered the distance, that is length of the slower train. He is here and he covered this entire length of the slower train. That means in the second case, distance covered is equal to length of the slower train. So distance is equal to length of the slower train is equal to relative speed here in this case is equal to, both are moving in the same direction. So 63 minus 45 is equal to 18 km per hour. So I will convert it as meter per second, 5 by 18. Into time taken to cross this slower train is 40 seconds. So here 5 into 40, 200 meter. So length of the slower train is 200 meter. Then length of the faster train would be 450 minus 200. That is 250 meter. So option C is your answer. 250 meter and 200 meter are length of the faster and slower train respectively. Next is question number 5. Two trains X and Y started simultaneously from opposite ends of a 100-mile route and traveled toward each other on parallel tracks. Train X, traveling at a constant rate, completed the 100-mile trip in 5 hours. Train Y, traveling at a constant rate, completed the 100-mile trip in 3 hours. How many miles had train X traveled when it met train Y? So we need to find out the distance traveled by the train X at the meeting point. Here, this is a simple question. Don't spend too much time on this type of questions. Always use short tricks. Here, both train X and Y traveling towards each other, and they both cover 100-mile distance. And train X takes 5 hours to complete this journey, and train Y takes 3 hours to complete this journey. Here, we need to find out the distance traveled by the X till the meeting point. If during the journey, both the train meet at a point. So I will take the time of meet as t here. So we need to find out the distance traveled by the train X till this meeting point. Here you already know distance is equal to speed into time. Here distance traveled by the X till the meeting point means here meeting point for both X and Y is constant. That means distance is directly proportional to speed. So take the speed ratio here. Speed of X is to speed of Y is equal to 100 by 5 is to 100 by 3. That means speed ratio is 100 cancel. 3 is to 5 is the speed ratio. Here distance is constant. So take the reverse of time. That is 3 is to 5. Then distance traveled by the X is equal to speed of X speed of ratio of X is equal to 3 divided by total ratio is equal to 8. 3 plus 5, 8 into total distance 100. That is 37.5. So option A is your answer. So whenever you have time of meet questions, use this. That is distance is directly proportional to speed. And if you want to find out it in normal way, that is using an equation, that is distance traveled by X is equal to speed of X, that is 100 by 5, and time of meet. Time of meet is equal to total distance divided by relative speed. Relative speed is equal to 100 by 5 plus 100 by 3. Both are traveling in opposite direction. So addition of speeds. That means 20 into 100 divided by, this is 20 and this is 100 by 3. So 3 into 20, 60, 160 by 3. That is 3 by 160. That means 0, 0 cancel. 2 into 8, 16. So 300 by 8 is same as 37.5. So either you can do this, but always use distance is directly proportional to speed whenever you have time of meet questions. So this is you can do in one step. Next is question number 6. Two trains X and Y of equal length started at the same time from cities A and B and traveled towards B and A at a speeds of 56 km per hour and 70 km per hour respectively. It took 9 minutes to cross each other. If distance between two cities is 18 km, what is the length of train? So we need to find out the length of train here. Here, train X start from city A to city B and train Y start from city B to city A. Distance between city A and city B is equal to 18 km and speed of train X is 56 km per hour and speed of train Y is equal to 70 km per hour. And they both the train meet at a point in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. So we need to find out the length of the train. Here both the trains have equal length. That means here meeting point is at 9 minutes. So time of meet is equal to 9 minutes. That is equal to 9 by 60 hour. I will take this as 9 by 60 hour because both the distance and speed are in kilometer per hour and kilometer. So here 9 by 60 hour is equal to time of movement is equal to distance covered, that is equal to 18, distance between the cities, plus train length. If I take train length as L, that means this both the train have total length 2L, divided by speed is equal to relative speed. Relative speed is equal to 50 plus 56 plus 70, that is 126. So relative speed is equal to 126 km per hour. Here 9 by 60 into 126 is equal to 18 plus 2L. Here 6 into 126 means 6 into 2, 12, 6 into 1, 1. So 21 into 9, 9 into 2, 18, 9 into 1, 9. Divided by 10, that is 18.9 is equal to 18 plus 2L. That means 2L is equal to 0.9. So L is equal to 450 meter. So option D is your answer. Next is question number 7. Two trains of length 460 meter and 200 meter takes 22 seconds to cross each other when they travel in opposite direction, and faster train of length 460 meter takes 1 minute and 6 seconds to overtake the slower train when they travel in the same direction. Two trains simultaneously enters a tunnel of length 700 meter from opposite ends on parallel tracks. After how much time will the tunnel be free? Here, two trains of length 460 meter and 200 meter crossing each other in 22 seconds. That means here distance covered will be equal to length of both the trains. Here faster train has length 460 meter. That means distance covered will be length of faster train plus length of slower train. This is the first case. Here in this case both the train length are covered because they are crossing each other. So distance covered will be equal to total length of these two trains. In the second case, both the trains are traveling in the same direction. 460 meter train and 200 meter train, both are traveling in the same direction. And this faster train of length 460 meter takes 1 minute 6 seconds to overtake slower train. That means this train is overtaking the slower train in 1 minute and 6 seconds. Here distance covered will be equal to length of faster train plus length of slower train, because this entire faster train is overtaking the slower train. That means distance covered will be equal to this length plus this length. If your question is asking like a person sitting on the faster train, observe he is overtaking the slower train in 1 minute 6 seconds. That means he is covering the distance of slower train length. In that case, you can only take slower train length. But in this case, this entire faster train is overtaking this slower train, not the person. So in this case, both the distance should be taken. Next case is both the trains traveling towards each other, that is in opposite direction, and they are covering a tunnel. So after how much time will the tunnel be free? So we need to find out the time here. That is, after how much time will the tunnel be free? So we need to find out that time. Here in the first case, relative speed, that is both the bodies are moving in opposite direction. That is, speed should be added. S1 plus S2 is equal to length, distance covered is equal to 460 plus 200. That is 660. Divided by time taken to cross each other is equal to 22 seconds. That means 30 meter per second is the S1 plus S2 relative speed here. In the second case, both are moving in the same direction. That means speed should subtract. S1 minus S2 is equal to distance covered is equal to 660. Same. Divided by time taken to cross each other is 1 minute 6 seconds. That is, time taken to overtake the slower train is 1 minute 6 seconds. That is 60 plus 6 seconds, 66 seconds. That is equal to 10 meter per second. So here S1 plus S2 is equal to 30 meter per second and S1 minus S2 is equal to 10 meter per second. That means 2S1 is equal to 40. So S1 is equal to 20. If S1 is equal to 20, S2 will be 30 minus 20 is equal to 10 meter per second. So we have to find out the time taken, after how much time the tunnel will be free. So here time taken by the faster train to completely cover this 700 meter tunnel is equal to time taken by the faster train to cover this 700 meter is equal to 700 plus faster train length is equal to 460 divided by speed of the faster train is equal to 20 meter per second. That is 1060 divided by 20. That is equal to 58 seconds. So faster train need 58 seconds to pass this 700 meter tunnel. Then time taken by the slower train to cover this 700 meter tunnel is equal to tunnel length plus train length. That is 700 plus 200 divided by speed of the slower train is equal to 10 meter per second. That is equal to 900 by 10. So slower train need 90 seconds to pass this 700 meter tunnel. So your option D is your answer. So after 90 seconds this tunnel will be free. Next is question number 8. A train after travelling 50 km meet with an accident and then proceeds at 3/4 of its former speed and arrives at its destination 35 minutes late. Had the accident occurred 25 km further, it would have reached the destination only 25 minutes late. Find the speed of the train and distance which the train travels. So we need to find out the speed and distance here. Here, a train after travelling 50 km meet with an accident and then proceeds at 3/4 of its usual speed. If I take former speed as S and remaining distance, this train travelled at 3/4 S. Because of this, train is 35 minutes late. That means in the previous case, without accident, this train reached on time. That means this is 50 km and this is remaining distance. Both are travelled in S speed and because of this, train reached on time. Here you can see this distance is constant here. In both the cases, this distance is constant. And time difference for these two cases is 35 minutes. So here I will take this distance as constant and because of this, speed is inversely proportional to time. That means if I take the speed ratio, that is equal to S is to 3/4 S. S cancel, that means speed ratio will be 4:3. If speed ratio is 4:3, then time ratio will be 3:4 because speed distance is constant. So here time difference in ratio is 1 part, but actual time difference is 35 minutes. So 1 part is equal to 35 minutes. That means 3 part is equal to 3 into 35, that is 105 minutes. And 4 part is equal to 4 into 35, that is 140 minutes. That means before accident, to travel this distance, train take 105 minutes. And after the accident, the train take 140 minutes to complete this distance. That is 105 minutes with S speed and 140 minutes with 3/4 S speed. There is also another case also, that is had the accident occurred 24 km further, if the accident occurred 24 more kilometer further, this is 50, this is 24, that is after 75 km, if this accident happened, the train would have reached 25 minutes late. That means there is a 10-minute time difference here. So, train would travel 50 km with us, 24 km with us, and remaining kilometer with 3/4 us. Remaining distance with 3/4. Here you can also see there is a constant here, distance constant here. That is 24 kilometer is constant in both these cases. Here this is also 24 kilometer. So that means here this 24 kilometer, this train traveled at 3/4s. This is also in 3/4s, but this all in his former speed, that is his usual speed. So here this 24 kilometer and this 24 kilometer is constant and the time difference is 10 minutes. I will apply distance constant method. That is here this is first case and this is second case. In second case distance is constant but it is 24 kilometer and speed ratio for this is equal to 3/4 S is to S. 3/4 S is to S. So S cancel. Speed ratio will be 3:4 here. So speed ratio is 3:4. Then time ratio will be reverse of 3:4 because distance is constant. So time ratio is 4:3. Here difference in time ratio difference in time is equal to 1 part in ratio, but in the actual difference in time is equal to 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is the actual difference, time difference. So 1 part is 10 minutes means 4 part is equal to 40 minutes and 3 part is equal to 30 minutes. That means here speed is equal to distance 24 kilometer divided by time. Time taken for to cover this 24 kilometer is S. Time taken to cover this 24 kilometer is former speed S. So here S is 3/4 S is to S. That means 4 part is the S here. Here 4 part respective to time is equal to 3 part. So 3 part is equal to 30 minutes. 30 minutes is equal to half hour. 30 minutes is equal to half hour. So 24 divided by half hour is equal to 48 kilometer per hour. That means total distance is equal to, here I will take the first case, that is initial 50 kilometer plus the remaining distance this train traveled in 105 minutes. So 105 minutes divided by 60 is in hour. 105 divided by 60. So this is in hour into speed is equal to 48 kilometer. So distance is equal to speed into time. Here distance is equal to speed into time. Speed is equal to 48 and minute is equal to 105 minutes. So I will convert it as hour. So 105 by 60. That means 6 into 8, 48. This will be 50 plus 84 kilometer. That is 134 kilometer is the total distance. This will be 134 kilometer. So here answer is option D. Next is question number 9. A flight which leaves city P at 3 am reaches city Q at 4 pm on the same day. Another flight which leaves Q at 7 pm reaches P at 3 pm on the next day. If both flights travel non-stop at 7 km per hour and all times mentioned are local times, find the distance between P and Q in kilometer. Here, a flight which leaves city P at 3 am reaches city Q at 4 pm on the same day. Another flight which leaves city Q at 7 pm reaches city P at 3 pm on the next day, and the flight travels non-stop at 700 km per hour So we have to find the distance between P and Q here. Distance is constant and you can see all the time are mentioned in local time. So here the difference between 3 a.m. to 4 p.m. 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. 10 plus 6 is equal to 16. 16 is equal to 4 p.m. So 7 plus 6, 13 hours is the time duration for the P to Q flight. Here you can see 7 p.m. to 3 p.m. Here 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. is 24 hours. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So 24 minus 4 is equal to 20 hours is the time duration of Q to P flight. You can see speed is constant but time is varying. Time duration is varying here because of this is in local time. The time given are in local time. This is city P and this is city Q. So this is in local time. So whenever you have local time questions, just take the average. To get the correct time duration, get the average of the time duration. So average of time is equal to, this is 13, this is 20. So 13 plus 20 divided by 2, that is equal to 33 by 2, that is 16.5 hours. So this is the correct time duration. Whenever you have local times, take the average of the time. So we need to find out the distance is equal to speed into time. Speed is equal to 700 km per hour into 16.5 hours. That is 7 into 5, 35. 7 into 6, 42 plus 3, 45. 7 into 1, 7. 7 plus 4, 11. This 0 cancel this point. So 0 will come here. So your answer is option A. Next is question number 10. A track connects stations A and B. Train 1 travels from A to B and train 2 travels from B to A, both leaving at the same time. After crossing each other on parallel tracks, they take 45 minutes and 20 minutes respectively to complete their journeys. If train 1 travels at the speed of 60 km per hour, then the speed of train 2 in km per hour is. So we need to find out the speed of train 2 here. Here, this is station A, this is station B. A train from station A, train 1 from station A travel towards train B and train 2 from station B travel towards station A. Here, speed of train 1 is equal to 60 km per hour. We need to find out the speed of train 2 here. Here, they meet each other on their way on parallel tracks, and after the meeting point, train from A reaches the station B after 45 minutes and train from B reaches the destination after, that is reaches the station A after 20 minutes. In this case, you already know speed of train 1 divided by speed of train 2 is equal to time taken by the train 2 after the meeting point and time taken by the train 1 after the meeting point. That is equal to root of 20 divided by root of 45. Here, root 20 is equal to 5 into 4 and root 45 is equal to 9 into 5. That means 5 cancel, root 4 by root 9, that is 2:3. So speed ratio of train 1 and 2 is 2:3. So S1 by S2 is equal to 2:3 means here S1 is equal to, that is 2 part is equal to 60 km per hour. That means 2 into 30 is equal to 60. Then 3 part is equal to 3 into 30, that is 90 km per hour. So your answer is option C. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, please subscribe, share and like.